Well, new at 8, our series on raising our kids to be healthy from the inside out. It continues this morning with one of our favorites, Dr. Julie. And today we are talking about how we need to think about the word diet as a four-letter word that stands for a few different things. In fact, Dr. Julie, you've come up with a really creative acrostic to really kind of help us remember some important concepts when it comes to raising our kids healthy and the mindset when it comes to food. So good morning to you, first of all.
Well, good morning. And you know, it's so important. We want to talk about the dangers and the negatives of dieting, but I always want to leave people with hope and what to do, because there is so much that we can do. So I did use the acronym DIET. I want to talk about some of the negatives, but mostly I want to talk about the positives, what we can do to instill a healthy foundation from the inside out.
I love this. So let's dive right in. Diet. Diets don't work.
Diets don't work. They don't work for kids, they don't work for adults. 95% of the time, people lose whatever weight they or gain whatever weight they lose, and then they go on to gain more. In fact, the best predictor of future weight gain is current dieting behavior.
Interesting.
Okay? So we have to, first of all, not model dieting behavior ourselves, right?
Okay.
That's so important. We're going to talk more about that in the future. And we have to teach our kids how to eat instead of how to diet, and to eat for the right reasons.
Speaking of which, so intuitive eating. What do you mean by that?
So intuitive eating is basically eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full. How easy does that sound? But it's about going back to our physiological cues of hunger and fullness. Listening to our body instead of our mind that says, I can have this or I can't, right? Appetite is the best weight manager that we all have inside of us.
You know, and to that point, it's being aware of that appetite, because I feel like, you know, I know I was raised on clearing your plate. Right?
Clearing your plate.
We need to stop when we're done.
So if your kids say, Mommy, do I need to finish my plate? Or Mommy, should I eat this? I want adults to learn how to say, check in with your tummy. Are you physically hungry?
Yeah.
And I want you to stop when you're happy, full.
Interesting.
Happy full.
Happy full. I love that.
Content, not stuffed and not still yearning and wanting the food.
You know, speaking of happy, emotional, so we got DIE.
Yes.
Emotionally safe relationships.
Oh, goosebumps as a mom, okay? So we want to teach our kids how to be friends with their emotions, because we want kids to eat for nutrition, not for emotion.
Got it.
So we want to model, number one, being safe with our emotions, how to identify our emotions, how to actually express our emotions, and have our kids watch our emotions dissipate naturally, right? And then we want our kids to be able to come to us for their emotional needs early on, so we can teach them how to be with their own emotions.
And that brings us to T, talk about our feelings.
Yes, because what we want to do is we want them to externalize their emotions in a healthy way, so they can process it outwardly, not internalize emotions, stuff them, and a lot of times we turn to food.
And you know, it's funny, Dr. Julie, because I feel like so much of that, talk about our feelings and getting our kids to do that, requires that we look inside ourselves as well.
Over and over and over again, we have to practice what we preach, right? We have to be healthy within ourselves. Our kids watch that, and it trickles down to the next generation. So you are absolutely spot on, as always. And we have to practice what we preach and model this behavior to our kids.
Always a great discussion with you. Dr. Julie, thank you for the great advice.
Yes, thank you.